Welcome to the Trainer HQ podcast, the show that's all about helping fitness professionals start, grow, and scale world-class coaching businesses. Whether you're based inside a gym, run your own studio, or building an online fitness business, we've got the best practice tools, strategies, and real-world experience to fuel your success. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trainer HQ podcast. Brad Shepherd here, and Jason Yabanowicz. How you going, brother?
Mate, do these headphones make me look chubby, or
They do, mate. Yeah.
it's not my face? It's these. Right?
It's the headphones. It's gotcha.
Good to be here. Good to be here. Let's go, eh? Let's get stuck right into
Mate, today we're going to take in a deep dive as to why many online fitness coaches won't hit $2,000 a week or greater. And we're going to unpack the reasons why, and more importantly, some of the solutions on how people can actually achieve that. So let's first of all start and unpack why do we say this? Why are many people just not going to get there?
Well, it's like any business. If you don't have the right procedure or your method in place or the model, then everything breaks down. So you think about, like, even if you're a PT going into the industry the first time, you're working out of a commercial gym, and that's your plan. Your plan,
Yep,
is to go, rightio, I'm just going to turn up, and I guess clients just sign up, right?
yep,
And that's how it was before online, right? I had no idea about how to sell. I had no idea who I was trying to help. No idea how to get leads, acquire leads. So as a result, a lot of the people dropped out of the industry. So the same applies for online. So I want to go online. I like the idea of going online, and I'm not really sure how to navigate that. So how do I get the clients? How do I deliver the service? Do I meet them once a week, once a fortnight? What do I charge? Is it less because it's online? There's so many things that then when we are speaking to trainers, which is every week, every second trainer wants to rather build a hybrid model or go completely online. But there's a big gap between, I want to be online making good revenue, say, let's just use the 2K for an example.
yes.
To how do I get there? There's a huge gap.
You make a really great point about the analogy of the gym and the rent-based gym, because that's for a lot of trainers, no matter where you end up in the industry, a lot of people do start in that type of environment, right?
Yep.
And if we compare that to someone starting from scratch in 2025 as we're recording this and going purely online, you'd have to argue that walking into a commercial gym is an easier operation, right?
You've got people right in front of you.
Yep.
So half of it's done is because you've actually got an audience right in front of you.
Yeah.
Where online, you've got to build that.
You got to start from somewhere. You got to start from scratch.
That's right. In the sea of all the other trainers out there and fitness professionals and online coaches, in a gym there might be 4 of you for your clientele to choose from.
Yeah.
There might be 10. Either way, it's condensed in one spot. And if you've got half a brain and you learn how to market yourself and speak to people
And do all that
effectively, do sales, then you'll kill it.
Yep. And then some people may argue and say, well, hold on, in a gym, I've got, depending upon the size of the gym, right? Let's say it's a smaller, 24-hour style gym. There might be somewhere from 800 to 1,000 members, thereabouts. Get bigger gyms, bigger box gyms, we're talking 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 members. And they go, okay, well, got 1 to 2 to 3,000 people versus the world in terms of online training.
Yep, the world.
So, Jace, hold on. At online coaching, I mean, I've got clients everywhere.
Yeah, you sure do.
Why am I going to limit myself to 1 to 3,000 people?
Yeah, why? It's a good question. Oh, so that's a question for me?
It is, yeah.
In terms of the reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's the number to the side. If you're not clear on who you're trying to target and trying to help, it doesn't matter about the number. So, you go out to, say, you place a Facebook ad or whatever, and your audience range is 10 million.
Yeah.
But it's very broad, not specific.
Yeah.
You'll miss everybody.
Yeah.
So, again, the audience size doesn't matter. Say you had 1,000 loyal followers, but those 1,000 loyal followers were men over 45 who have lost muscle, they got injuries, they're feeling lethargic, and you're specifically got a formula or a way or approach to help those people get back to a healthy range of testosterone, healthy way of putting back on muscle, feeling great about themselves, blah, 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 then that would make the whole process about who you're trying to target a lot more efficient and effective, right?
Yes, 100%.
But the big issue is most trainers that go online, they're unclear about that starting point. So who am I actually here to serve and help?
Yeah.
So the audience size doesn't matter, right?
It becomes irrelevant, doesn't it?
It's irrelevant because I land on your Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just another PT who's posting your workouts. It's mostly about you. There's no real clear message.
Yeah. And we enter that point where it potentially can work against you having a larger pool to draw from, right? Because, we speak to many trainers. Well, now over the almost 20 years we've run this business, we've now chatted to literally thousands upon thousands. And for a lot of them, hey, mate, who do you look after? Who do you serve? I can train anyone, anyone, anywhere, anytime. And where do you find anyone? Well, fuck, they're everywhere, aren't they? They're all over the place. And you, again, like you identified as part of our 9-step process that we teach in the online trainer system, which we're going to be unpacking today, is that it's all about being very clear on who we're going to target so we can hone in on that. And this is relevant no matter whether you're operating underneath the roof of a commercial gym or online. But when you're online, man, it's going to be so much more important because you could argue that underneath the roof of a commercial gym, you can get by having a bit of a variety, a bit of a mixed bag of, hey, correct, I've had a few different types of people. I'm not really locked into one particular type of person because I've just got this smorgasbord of options there.
And I want to come back to that part. And even in the gym, like I had a colleague of mine who's been a trainer forever, and he's gone online now. But when I was interviewing him, he said at the start, well, in the gym, it's hard to niche, But then he corrected himself. He goes, actually, all my clients are men over 45. They all want to put on muscle. He goes, so actually, I'm incorrect. Because you might be in the gym training more powerlifting style, and so. I just wanted to make that point because a lot of people, when they talk about being in a gym, go, "Oh, it's hard to niche because X, Y, Z." Yeah, it's not.
No, that's right.
It's not.
You want to look at. It's almost like you want to look at. All right, where do sort of 75 to 80% of my clients are they all kind of fitting a similar mold? And if that's the case, well, I've started to do that naturally, right? Or people have gravitated towards me for X, Y, Z reason.
And then, so what did he do when he pivoted it online? Guess who he's helping?
Yeah.
The people he's already had success in person with helping. And what that does, it makes it easier to like you talk about the 9 steps. The reason why we start at the very beginning of going, well, who are you trying to target? And this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's face-to-face or in person. Yeah. Again, that's really important to get clear on that. And that can be the stumbling block for a lot of businesses in general, but PTs, when they want to go and start a business, get very clear and refine who am I going to help? Who am I really good at helping? And in that way, then when you're going to build your sales funnel, your sales, your pricing, your sales presentation, your lead gen, your advertising, it just makes it so much easier. Yeah. Back to your messaging, the marketing, every single thing that you do. Yeah, like if you want to go and get you want to get your roof retiled or whatever, and you go Google, and you don't just go, I'm just looking for a handyman or I'm just looking for a landscaper. You're very specific, right? Yeah. You go, I'm looking to get my roof tiler. If you did land on someone's page and they go, we do gardening, we do rubbish removal, we do carpentry, and we do roof tiling. What are you going to think? Yeah. Well, this person's not even a specialist in that. It's like they just threw it in. Do you want me to have a look at your roof while I'm taking out your trash? It's like, no thanks. And anyone tuning into this, if you're trying to, as we speak and as you're trying to map it out yourself, going, hold on, maybe I've got a couple of niches. It can be okay to have sub-niches, right? So a great example of that is right here at Trainer HQ to unpack our ideal client. So we service and have done for almost 20 years since we started the fitness industry, right? So predominantly personal trainers, online coaches, gym and studio owners. And then if we break down all of the clients that come to us
around about 1/3 of them are a personal trainer underneath the roof of a commercial gym paying a rent.
Yep.
Some of those trainers go on to start to build a team and to grow and scale underneath that type of environment.
Mm-hmm.
About another third of our clientele are those that run their own gym, studio, facility of some description.
Yeah.
Quite often PT type studio, and many of those morph into a larger style of facility.
And when you look at the reason why, we've got a team of 14, right?
Yeah.
As well. So when we started back in 2008, predominantly was most were working out of a gym, right? That were the opportunities.
Yeah.
More people have got studios now, facilities. But if you look at our team, we've got experts in every single one of those arenas.
We have.
However, if you were it was just you being a solo business coach for the industry, you would want to more hone in on what was your expertise, you know?
Absolutely.
You know, could you help other people? Yeah, but you go, well, look, I built a team of 13 personal trainers under the roof of a commercial facility. Never had a facility, but I could help you. But, you know, you go, well, and that was our thing, right? At the start, we were helping PTs to grow a team, make passive income and more. But now, again, we've got online experts in our team. I've had gyms,
Studio experts.
Studio owner, you know, a whole bit, but it didn't start that way.
Yeah, and that's the power of having a team of 14 coaches with all these different skill sets. Our last third is really, as we're referring to today, online coaches. Now, in that group, we've got those that are 100% online, have gone fully online. We've got those that are hybrid, who are a portion of face-to-face and online. So back to the example, those of you who are tuning in, if you think about Trainer HQ as a great example, fitness industry is our primary niche, sub-niches, in gym, studio owners, online coaches, right?
Yep.
So, and then for each of those, they each have their specific language. They each have a way that we communicate with those people. So when we're running somebody through our program, we've got a specific program for people who are building online. We've got specific training for people who are running their own gym or facility. And like you just said, we've got coaches who specialize in all those areas. So we are not a jack of all trades. We're not like, hey, man, we're trying to do it all. We're specializing.
Yeah, and this is the evolution of the online, right?
Yeah.
So that's, you know, we rewind the clock. 5-6 years ago, it was very small percentage of people that were even talking about it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the big C, of course.
The big C. 5 years ago was the big C.
That forced, like most people, to pivot and go, well, I want to run a business, so I'll go online. So those people who are thinking about it, I guess it pushed them to do it. Since then, it's just become more of the norm where, you know, again, like you said, I'm in the gym, but I still don't want to rely wholly and solely on just having to do face-to-face.
Yes.
Fair enough. Smart business. Or you just know yourself, I never want to go online. It's not my thing. Or like you said, I want to go completely online. And do it. But again, it's how do I make that transition? What do I do? I'm running a business, and in the spare time that I have got, what do I need to be focusing on? So there's no plan, right? There's no step-by-step roadmap of this is what I got to do to get there. They just start throwing around some ideas, like throwing shit to the wall, hope it sticks. So we'll speak to people, go, I've got about 5 online clients. I'm using Google Sheets and doing this, or they might be using Trainerize, but it's really, there's no real method behind how would I keep scaling that. Just I got 5 clients. They were friends of a friend, or they're someone from the gym, but besides that, they're struggling to get to that like 10 to 20 clients. But also all the other bits, how do I charge, how to deliver the service properly, all that stuff. So it's just a lot of hope plan going on.
There is, we do see it, and what you commented there in the pre-C, the pre-COVID era, like we saw growth in this area. We were seeing it really move in the right direction, which was exciting. But then, like on the back end of it, in the last 5 to 6 years, it's blown up in a good way, right? So, how many people do we see now who come through to Trainer HQ to work with us who have got some interest in online?
It'd be every second.
Yeah,
it's getting to the point now where it's almost everybody. It's almost everybody. Like, and I spoke to a lady yesterday, reached out, that I've known for a while, and more old school in her words, and even then she's going, I'll probably resist it a fair bit, and I just see that I can help more people. I'm spending all this time on social media, like promoting, so again, just like I'm not really sure how to navigate it and what's the best way to do it and most efficient way to do it. But yeah, I want to have the flexibility and the option if I get someone from, other side of the world or another state of Australia to go, hey, can you help me? I'm really enjoying your content and the stuff you're putting out. Can you help me? She goes, but I've just got no clue about how to go about it online.
Yeah. Very common, isn't it, that we see as well? The other thing you alluded to is not sure what to charge or how to do it. So this is a common pitfall we see, or a common trap we see people falling into. I charge $80-$90 for my PT sessions. I go online. So what do? I charge, 30 or 40 or $45 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Why? Oh, they're not actually seeing me face to face. So it's obviously got to be worth a bit less. Common is what we see, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What's our response to that?
Well, again, there's two, and we were talking about this other day. There's personal training because you're in front of them. It's personal. And then there's coaching. I think it was the interview you did with Mel, actually.
Yeah.
Where she was talking about, and they're two different things. But what you got to remember is you're still there to deliver a solution. The problem is people go, well, surely I can't charge the same amount as I would in person because now they're not turning up with me. Well, that thinking is incorrect and wrong. It's if you're thinking that way, then you're probably not getting what you could be charging for your in-person personal training either, because you're not selling a solution, you're selling a service or a feature of what you do, rather than, hey, I'm wanting to get jacked at the age of 45. I've got all this, excess body fat. I'd like to put on some muscle. Well, can you provide a solution for that person that can navigate that to get them to where their end result is? If so, it comes down to, does the person see the value in following your expertise, your advice, and helping them get to that end result? Does it matter that you're turning up in person, or do they want the result?
Yep.
Well, they want the result.
100%.
It's like, well, hang on, man. Like, I'm not paying that because I'm not actually seeing you in person.
Yeah.
If that was their response, then you haven't done a good enough job in your sales process.
Yeah, so true. And again, there's a whole nother podcast on this. We probably got one out of what are we up to? Nudge on about 150 of these now, but we've probably got one on the psychology of what to charge.
Yeah.
And so it comes back to that, the first sell, you got to look in the mirror and go, yep, I'm worth every single cent of this. The other part to it, like what you were saying, is you got to sell the solution, sell the end benefit. That's what people purchase into, face to face, whatever, man. You could be on the other side of the world, and that's the beauty of this. The other part is the logical part too, to go, well, what does it actually take to deliver a quality online service? Well, it's going to take time, energy, and effort. They're purchasing into your intellectual property, everything you've learned, developed over the years.
Yep.
And, for a lot of people, what we see once we get down to the dirty of it, we go, how much time are you actually spending with this online? Well, I'm spending all this time writing the programming, I'm checking in with people, I'm answering questions, and that adds up, right?
Yep.
In some instances, it adds up more time than they're spending in a face-to-face capacity.
Well, that's the difference. It's you're coaching more than personal training, right? They're taking care of the training bit themselves. They're going and doing that.
Yeah.
But you're coaching them, their mindset, their habits, their nutrition, if that's what you're doing. They're critiquing, getting videos of themselves, like showing you, hey, my lower back's flaring up when I'm doing this.
Yeah. All
right, video yourself. I'll watch it, review it. So it's coaching. It's a different ball game where, hey, Brad, see you on Tuesday. I'll see you next Friday, whenever your next in-person session is.
Yeah.
So that's to me easier.
Yeah.
However, then we can get to automation and things that make that more efficient online as well.
So for years we've been educating trainers on going online. We've been having great success, and we've formulated into the OTS, the online training system, which has been incredibly well received. And we've got a few different levels of people who enter into the OTS program and how we deliver that. But first things first, for a lot of people, it's just achieving that first milestone is their first 10 to 20 paid clients, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, the reality is why we spent so much time, energy, money towards last year and middle to end of last year putting this together was the influx of the clients that were coming to us, or new clients going, hey, can you help me build the online, right? And so we go, okay, this isn't slowing down anytime soon. We need to put this in a easy to follow step-by-step process. And if you follow everything, based on what? Well, based on the hundreds of clients we were already coaching and helping one-on-one to come through this system. And we go, well, to save time, to help our coaches and the clients get through this, have quick wins and go through the system that, like I said, has worked for hundreds of other online clients. We go, let's develop this online trainer system.
Yeah.
So someone could follow it with or without a coach. So if you like getting a one-on coach wasn't your thing, well, hey, and you're an action taker, just go, well, I want to follow the steps. Beautiful.
Here's the method. Follow it. Go through all the resources, the templates, the structures. It just fast tracks everything for you. But yeah, that's ultimately, if I could get my first 10 to 20 clients, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
Well, this is what the system will help you do.
Yeah.
At level 1. So obviously we've got 3 different levels, but at that level 1, let's go, okay, well, let's get you to that 10 to 20 clients.
Yeah.
Once you got that, you'll be making enough money and you'll have enough time and flexibility to then go, hey, I want to keep scaling this thing. But you would have seen plenty of evidence that, and you had the foundations right, that you can go roll. I'm happy just making 100, 150 grand, doing that first level of the online system.
Yep.
Or no, I don't want to be limited now that I can see the potential. I don't want to be limited to what I can make versus my time. I don't want that income linked to my available man hours or hours. I want to scale.
Yeah. And what you're breaking down here is these 3 levels. So let's unpack them. So first of all, like at that first level, we call it level 1, which is the 100K online coach.
Yep.
Reason why we've called it that, the reason why we've identified that is probably the most common thing that we hear from people to go, what I want to do is want to either add an additional amount of resource. If I can add another, in the first instance for many people, up to $2,000 or greater per week to what I'm doing. Or for some people, it's just to kick off with that because that's their goal, right? So, and in your first 12 months of doing this, there's absolutely no reason why, from a standing start, from 0 clients, $0 in, you can't achieve that $100,000 of online coaching or greater. Now, we see people come through have done it in 9 months.
Yep.
We see people come through have done it in 6 months, and the fastest people we've seen is come in and do it in 2 to 3 months, right?
Yeah, and that will vary, right? How active and how much have they been online anyway, making a head start on it. So I'm building an audience to like someone who's just like, I don't even have it. Like I spoke to someone last week, don't even have an Instagram set up, Yeah. And I said, she said, why? I said, why? And she said, well, I wasn't even sure who I should be targeting. And I said, good. She goes, oh, really? She goes, I was feeling embarrassed turning up here, not having even an Instagram business page posted. I said, no, perfect. Smart that you reached out. Because now we can do it right from the start, and that will fast track her. Rather than, I said, you've had 6 months a year of posting stuff that's just invisible, recipes, diets, and you don't know who you're trying to speak to, who you're trying to target.
Yeah,
good that you didn't.
Yeah,
and now we can map it out right from the start properly.
Yeah, it's such a great coaching strategy for somebody, to go, hey, that's awesome, and it also puts their mind at ease to go, okay, cool, I can start fresh and do this right from the start. And
correct.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we go to some people's Instagram and go like treat it like Google search. People are using it to search, right? And they land there, but the messaging's all over the place. The bio is not clear on who you target to. So unless there's something really that grabs my attention with your content, I'm off. I'm gone.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the person that I really was seeking out to be an expert in that area. So.
And if we break down to achieve that, right, to achieve that $2,000 a week or greater as an online coach. So let's just say that you put together an offer that's sat at $80 per client per week, right? Now this can vary because we have a number of different clients who have different price points. We have some slightly lower than that and some a lot higher. Yep. But let's pick 80. So if you were to onboard your first, 25 online clients, yep, what does that mean? 80 times 25, there's $2,000, right? Yep. So you look at it from that perspective and you go, okay, what does that mean for me over the course of, let's say it took me 12 months to achieve that. Yep. That means I've got to sign up roughly 1 client every 2 weeks or 2 people per month. Yep. Yeah. And that's why I love breaking down these figures, especially when we work with our clients, because we look at this and you see, okay, what is realistic? What is attainable for the level of offer that you've got, your socials, your marketing, all the rest of it. Yeah. I hear that and I go, that's highly achievable. And that's why we have some people come in and go, fuck, man, I can do this in 6 months, right? So,
yeah. Well, like anything, right? If you don't know where Melbourne is from Brisbane, you don't know, do I go north, south, east, west? You don't know what way to start driving, then you probably won't, right? But you go, okay, well, now the GPS says go this way, go that way, turn right here to there, we're heading to Melbourne. You go, okay, now I feel real confident about making that journey. Same with your business. Once someone sees our steps, you know, our 10-step process, they go, oh,
yeah,
right, now I can actually see that this is achievable and doable.
Yep. Yeah, it's a relief, actually. That's the other thing we see for a lot of people coming in. It's like, fuck, thank God it's actually, you guys got a plan, a step-by-step formula that we can follow.
Look at the person who goes to the gym and doesn't get results because they go on the treadmill, they're not sure what to do, how long they should train for, what's the right approach for them.
Yeah.
There's no map for them to get to. They just thought, I better join the gym.
Yeah.
Get in shape. It's like trainers going, oh, I thought I'd just go online.
Yeah.
And that's about it. They're like, so, okay, well, what's your offer? Show us your offer. What did you build out? How do you go through that process with a client?
Yeah.
And you get a lead. What's the automation process? How do you message? What do you say? You book them in for a call. What's the process? Oh, none of that. So, yeah, you can wonder why people just don't make a start, firstly, or they have a half crack at it and it doesn't really work.
Yeah. We moved to level 2. We call it called the community builder, right? And the purpose behind that is we now go from a one-to-one type of operation. And back at the one-to-one, at our level 1 of the 100K online coach, we call it more a high-ticket model, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why it's more a high-ticket model is that, at 80, 90, $100 a week, that's a decent amount that someone's going to invest to have you as their online coach.
Yeah.
However, when we move to the community builder, the idea here is to go, all right, if I get to myself to 30 active, online clients, if I get to 40, if I start getting to 50, that starts to become challenging to manage. Now, for most people at the 100K online trainer level 1, per week, per client, when they get the method right, follow the formula, put the automation in, it should average out to about half an hour per client per week. Right. Then I'm generalizing here. For some people, they might take a little bit more. For some people, it might be a bit bit less. Right.
Yeah.
At the community builder, we go, here's where we can really start to turn up the screws with the numbers. Right. You want to take on 50, 60, 100 or more clients.
Yeah.
And that number can climb. Well, you're going to need to change the model.
Correct.
And so the model behind that is to go, well, what I can now do is have a solution for people that is potentially at a slightly lower rate. Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? Well, it involves less in terms of, hands-on work, or less in terms of personal coaching, more in terms of providing a solution to a group of people that are tuning into this community.
Yeah, and the reality is not everyone's going to be the right person for you to work with one-on-one anyway, right?
That's right.
So some people are going to be better suited to that community. Like, there's plenty of people that go, I don't actually need the coach, but I'm a busy executive. I'm a family man. I've got kids, all that stuff. I just don't want to go to the gym and try to figure out my own program. The training part they're cool with. They don't really need any kind of accountability. They just go, look, can you just manufacture that for us? Or they just want to see how that part goes underneath your guidance to start with.
Yeah.
The important part is that when you start to build a community, that then you have a captive audience there waiting. And as you build that community, because people will typically join something for a solution or to solve a problem, right? So I've liked your style. I've seen your content. I really resonate with your message, the way you are, whatever it is that what you've been putting out there. So I'd love to get more guidance from you, to join the community level programming from you to get a result. But then people end up staying for the community. So if it's just all one-on-one, and again, then some people go, oh, I'm not interested in the community. I don't want to be interacting with others. So they're more your higher ticket, right? So I just want to pay you, man. I just want to deal with you. Yeah. I don't want to be getting on these like trainings that you offer.
Group chats and
I just want to work with you personally, right? And same as some people don't like going to live events. I just want to work with you, man.
Yeah.
However, as you build that community, then there's more opportunities that come about it. Like I said, when you've got spots available for one-on-one, where you're going to promote in the community. People that go, I want to step up now, I want to work with you, versus having to go out and try to market and get new one-on-one clients at a high level.
Yeah.
you're the expert in their mind. They trust you. You've delivered massive value.
Yep.
Now there's opportunity. You got 3 spots open because you've had 3 clients leave from your one-on-one stuff. Where are you going to get them from?
Yeah. But they're sitting right there.
Sitting right there.
Right there. And they already start to know who you are, like you, be around your stuff, trust you. So ticking the box on all these levels. Now, for some people, they may start to put the horse before the cart in terms of go, okay, I want to build out this group before I maybe focus on the one-on-one. Now, that could potentially be a trap for some people. And the reason it might be a trap is that if you don't have a database already, if you don't have an audience and so forth, you trying to go out there and launch this thing where you want to attract 100 people to it, it could be challenging because you got to go and find these people, right?
Yep.
Where it has worked, a great example, a client of ours, Tilly, as we both know, when she came through into our program, she was maxed out in terms of her one-on-one PT session, so she was still a face-to-face trainer, and she was like, well, I want to grow online, but I've got no interest in servicing a high-ticket model because for her, it was like, I've got no interest in piecing together personalized programs. I don't have time to do the check-ins. The list went on. But what I want to do is deliver the one-to-many model. Now, that's an example of someone who was able to do it. Why? Because she built herself a very strong following so that when we prepped everything and launched it within her first 3 months, she had over 100 active online clients.
Yep.
It's a great example of where it can work. On the flip side, we'd say for most people, these levels come in more of an ascension ladder. So for many people that come through the program, you'd start with your high ticket because it's the obvious and best place to start for many.
Yep.
And if you're charging $80 per week per client and you onboard your first 10 clients, there's $800 of revenue and you've got evidence that this thing's working.
Yeah, and look, you can do it. The model just changes. If you are going like we've got another mutual friend they don't want to do any more one-on-ones, but like you said, they've already got the captive audience, so that made it a bit easier. It's been years in the making. Face-to-face trainer, doing online, different levels. However, there was already that captive, ability to do that. If you wanted to go, look, I don't want to do like Tilly, I don't want to do the one-on-one stuff. You just got to be prepared that then there's another strategy involved with you got to build up your database.
Yep.
You're not really offering anything at the start. You just want to build it up. And then at some point you'll go, I'll make that available. Just the strategy's different. That's why, when I see other people out there promoting it's this way or that way, or there's many ways to do it.
Yeah,
it's all about the strategy. And if your end goal is to go, well, I actually want to build a more of a passive one where I'm not doing the one-on-one coaching with anybody, fine, that's good. The strategy's just got to be different.
Yeah. So that unpacks our level 2. And then if we move to our level 3, and again, following this ascension ladder, we've talked about level 1, the 100K online coach, level 2, the community builder. We moved to level 3, we call it the empire builder. And the whole concept behind that is to grow and scale beyond yourself. Now, for many people doing online coaching, they've built very highly profitable, highly successful businesses at very low cost, by the way, without the need to hire team members and staff. But at some point in time, for any business owner to derive passive income, you will come to a point where you go, okay, I need to go beyond just myself. I need to leverage off the skills of others. And we've been saying it for years, the key to wealth is to find ways to leverage yourself through other people. Find great people, attract them to your team so that you can go beyond that. And at that Empire Builder, we've had a number of clients over the years who have put that in place. They go, okay, cool. Well, let's say we're back to level 1 at the high ticket model, the one-on-one. I get to my 30 clients. I get to my, say, 40 clients. I'm maxing out my capabilities for looking after a certain number of people. Well, I hire an online coach to become part of my business. I still collect all the money. I pay the online coach a portion of that, and I derive passive income through that. And that's a great way for someone to be able to start to grow a team.
Yeah, I agree. And, like you said before, then there'll be other things in your business you don't want to do, things that you may needed to do at the start, but there's things now that you go, my social media, I'm going to outsource that. I'm going to get, there's enough profit money coming in that I go, okay, now to leverage off more time. I was doing all this stuff and posting and I was doing everything else. Now I've got the formula set because I've found out what works. I can potentially hand that over because it's not really conducive to then scaling and growing beyond where I am, because it's more just to work stuff in the business. like you said, that there's probably people that are even better at it than you.
Yep.
That now you can do it. Well, you focus on keep growing and scaling.
Yeah, great example of that. Coming back to our own experience with it, is that like we've hired teams of people for years. We've outsourced. We've done all this, and that's the concept of leverage. But back to something really basic, like creating a real catchy, punchy video for Reels, right?
Yep.
We could do it. Well, we probably couldn't do it in this day and age. No, we could do it, right? But it's going to take us a fucking lot of time, right? To shoot the footage, piece it all together, put the B-roll in there, put the captions, like the list goes on, right? Yeah. For us to do that, but to now outsource it, right? What do we pay on average? About $20 to get a really high quality video done per video. So we can shoot like 5 clips, for $100, $20 each. And what would have taken me or you a couple of hours to do one, right? Let's just say 2 hours conservatively, fucking around with all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't look as good.
Yeah.
This stuff comes out quality, and that's for us, that's a $20 problem that we get solved, right? And when you try and break down, we don't even have an hourly rate in this day and age. But what we know is that our time is worth a fuckload more than $20, isn't it, per hour, right?
Yeah, and the trap is some people like it. You can get stuck in like, I love being the creative and doing all that. And I was speaking to one of our past clients a little while ago, and he finally twigged to the fact that he goes, I'm spending like 4 or 5 hours a day shooting content, using all the apps to change it and do it. Now he's outsourcing it. I think, maybe he's paying $40,
Yeah.
But he was spending I was spending so many hours putting these videos together and chopping them and editing them, and then I'm not spending time on the business growth stuff with better marketing, better messaging, better advertising.
Yeah.
Building the community. So he goes, I had to go, right, enough's enough. I've got to outsource that.
And if your time's worth at least $80, $90, $100 for a 45-minute session thereabouts, well, what is 4 or 5 hours of your time worth? It's a lot of money, right? So so that's one way of looking at it. So the empire builder is such a powerful one. And again, one that we just at Trainer HQ, what do we specialize in? Well, we specialize in people going beyond themselves, growing and scaling. We talk about the 2 to 5K strategy, people that hit that 2K ceiling, and they're like, I see these success stories that you guys have coming through, these people who are earning 5, 6, 8, 10 grand a week, and they do the numbers. They go, hold on, if I'm doing 30 sessions a week, I'm doing 30 online clients, does that mean I've got to do like 60 or 80? No, it's a completely different strategy. It's a completely different model.
Yeah, I think just getting, like I said, back to that, just seeing evidence and proof that someone could make this happen and make it work is the first step. And then again, like anything, once you have the right foundations in place, and it's you do it right from the start where you're making it so it is a scalable business if you want to. Yeah. Then that's when people have that confidence to go, okay, but first I can't even get 5 clients online, and even when I do, they don't hang around, and there's just all these holes everywhere. So again, it's back why we've created the online trainer system to step someone through the process so they can then see what's the potential for it. And that's the beautiful thing, right? It's such a fast way to scale a business compared to like a conventional, business. It really is. But you got to have the right strategy and the right, steps in place to be able to do that, like anything. Yeah.
All right. So in terms of people understanding and unpacking more about this, some exciting stuff from our perspective is we are bringing our online trainer system live.
Yeah.
Since 2008, how did we launch this business, right? We ran our very first workshop back in March 2008. That was how we officially launched. Obviously, we had some build-up and some groundwork to get to that point.
Oh, there you go. We built the audience
We built the one-to-many, didn't we? We built the community from day one. And so we've now, up until this point of our standard, let's call it 2-day PT Growth Summit type workshops, we're up to 140 something of those over the many years.
Yep.
But now, people have been saying to us, hey, when are you guys going to run a specific, online event? Yep. And the great news is we've launched it. So we've launched the Online Trainer Summit.
Yep.
which is a one-day event, which is super exciting. Whenever you're tuning into this, what you'll see is we've got an event coming up in Sydney and one in Brisbane. So those people now, if you listen to this on the back end of these two events, there's going to be more in the future, right? And but more importantly, let's talk about what we're going to unpack on these couple of days.
We're going to go through the three levels.
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack exactly beyond what we talked about today. We're going to go through the actual steps required. So we're going to break down each step and in detail, so you'll leave going, yep, I know exactly this is the process and the steps that are involved. Of course, it's a one day. So in one day, you're only going to get so much, but that the intention is to go, shit, yeah, I can see the strategy, I can see the blueprint, I can see what it's going to take. I'm now clear on that, and by the end of it, it's going to be. I think what's really important that gets missed is what I say to people is you'll then go, yep, this is for me, or it's not. I'm up for this. This is really what I want to see happen for myself and my lifestyle and my business. And if that's the case, then those people, what most people do is they'll go like, I want to go now get access to your system so I can save time, energy, and not waste, the next 12 months trying to figure this all out on my own. So that's the process, as we always are, very transparent. Or you leave it and you go, okay, well, I'm going to go and try to now figure out all these 10 steps myself, which if you want to do it, fine, go for it. If you're prepared to spend the 4 to 5 years. And when I interviewed Reece Brooks, he'll be the one to tell you that's what it takes.
Yeah.
To do that, or because he was trying to figure it all out, or you would go, okay, well, why would I do that when there's a proven system that's been done hundreds of times? Yeah,
and that's exactly what we're going to unpack. And the most important bit for this is we just want to show people the roadmap. Like we're educators at heart, right? So again, those of you who are tuning into this, and if you're new to us, just look back. I mean, our Facebook reviews right now. Facebook's a funny platform because it doesn't. We've got somewhere in the vicinity of around about 700 or 800 5-star reviews on Facebook. Facebook sort of a few years ago stopped showcasing reviews, right? But a lot of those reviews actually come from people who have attended live events with us and the commentary that they've said. And so I guess if we're going to unpack it for people to go, our first goal is to educate first, show you the method, right? We want to teach it to you. And those of you who've been tuning into the podcast, hopefully you've seen this as well, because that's our intention. We want to arm you with the methodology. We want to arm you with the strategies, the tips. And so that's the goal. We want to fucking blow you away by that one day. And like you said, it is only one day. You get to see the tip of the iceberg. However, but we want to show you what the game plan looks like on how you can actually get there and action it and save all that time, right?
Yeah, it's like like anything, right? You want to build generational wealth, or you want to build wealth for your future, but you don't know, do I invest in shares, property? What should I be doing with my super? You could go and research all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we've been having these conversations lately. Or you go get the experts that go, man, they've been doing this for so long. Thousands of clients. They look at your situation, my situation. I'd say we're really skilled and knowledgeable in this stuff, but still, what are we doing?
We seek out the experts, bro.
We've got the experts coming in the office next week to review all our stuff again. And how many times have we had experts, over our life in this area? Heaps. So we go, man, this is the situation. This is what I feel is the right thing. Where are we at? And you had a meeting with someone just a week ago, man, like we could get you to that level of money by the time you want to retire in shorter time. Right. You'll be all the
exact words.
You'd be all ears, right? You go, well, I've pretty much worked it out that by age this I could get there. An expert will go, I reckon we can get there like at least 5 or 6 years sooner. What does that mean for you by the time you get to the part where you'd worked out? I'll have even more.
Yeah, that's the exact strategy, and we can dovetail into just about anything, right? Athletic, right? So personal trainers. I mean, when I was, kicked off CrossFitting 10 or so years ago, lifting weights forever, can lift up a bar. Olympic lifting was, wasn't great at it, right? So what did I have to do? Got the Olympic lifting coach, right? Went back to the broomstick, back to the PVC pipe, learn it step by step by step, right? And it's for anything, right? If you want to excel at anything or reach your own personal milestone, reach your own personal capabilities, then you want to get it right from the beginning, get the strategy, because otherwise, again, why when we launch with this, we say many online coaches are never going to reach $2,000 a week. Well, you're trying to fuck around learning Olympic lifting on your own, you know, with a barbell that's too heavy and your technique's terrible.
and then injuries come, and then most people just give up, right?
Give up. That's exactly it.
And what you'll hear them say is, oh, yeah, it wasn't for me. Well, did you have a proper coach? Did you learn the proper ways? No, I just kind of, learnt by watching videos and YouTube clips and all that stuff. And you never had a coach? No, I didn't really get a coach. I didn't. All right, okay, all right. So same with online. Yeah, it's like there's too many online coaches out there. No one wants another online coach. You know. So did you actually go and get help? Did you learn from an expert how to do it properly? And just too many out there. It's flooded.
Yeah,
it's like I'll put some ads up.
It doesn't work.
I didn't get a fucking thing. Just spent $1,000 on Facebook ads, and okay, well, who'd you follow? And no, I just had a crack. It doesn't work. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Flooded. We heard that whenever we flooded. The market's flooded. Fucking hell. How many times have we heard that one? If we had $1 for every time we heard that one, we probably wouldn't be doing this, would we?
Yeah. Okay, is it flooded or just how you're doing it? It's the wrong way. It's like, be honest.
And trust us, take our word for it. Those of you tuning in, there's fucking so many potential clients out there for you. Like, people aren't getting any skinnier out there. People aren't getting any more mobile. The list goes on, right? Your target market is there. You just got to figure out how to attract them into what you do.
That's right. If you're not getting that part, I'm here to tell you that your marketing and your messaging sucks.
Yeah.
That's it. You haven't learned how to do it properly. That's it. People got short attention spans. No, they've got higher standards.
Yeah.
They've got higher standards. They expect more. You can't just put out a boring video or a boring recipe, book this day and age. Maybe 20 years ago, it was like, wow, Brad's released his own Get Lean recipe book. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
So, we could go on for ages, right, about this stuff. So the way I look at it is that some people are going to like you and they resonate with for whatever reason. And they might not like the current top rated online coach in the world, whoever's rating that stuff. They go, I don't like him though, like you. Some people are going to like Anthony Robbins. I can't stand the guy. Other people are going to like, I like Dr. Phil. Other people go, I can't stand the guy.
Yeah.
There's somebody for everyone. Based if you do it right and get your messaging out there.
So we're going to put the link in for the Online Trainer Summit and how people can get access to that and how they can sign into it. So what we say to you is invest a day out of your schedule, invest the time, the energy, the effort to come along for us to unpack in detail our 3 different levels of online coach, what it takes to build each one of those. We'll unpack our methodology behind how to build that step by step inside each one of those models.
But only do that if you're serious.
Only if you're serious.
Like, don't waste your time if you're like, kind of. If this is an hour thing, you go, right, I'm sick of mucking around with trying to figure this online stuff out. Or I definitely want to have my future laid out in a more prosperous way, then I'd say get your ass to that event.
Yep.
Because it's going to open up your mind and possibilities for your future.
Yeah. And after 20 years of running these events, and all the, not only our own events at Trainer HQ, but all the thousands of presentations we've done externally. Hopefully we're getting a little bit better, hey?
Yeah, I think we get the hang of it. Yeah.
So, all right, so that's the first step. So the short story is get your ass along to one of those events, right? Whether you got to travel, jump on a plane, whatever, Sydney and Brisbane, we'll put all the details in so you can come along and you can really experience it firsthand. And the benefit of turning up in person is the names in that, you get to personalize it to your situation. You get to engage, you get to ask questions, you get to unpack it. And there's just the power in you actually physically being there and engaging in that type of environment. It's hard to put a price on that.
Yeah, exactly right.
Let's say somebody wanted to just dip their toe in the water, and just get their hands on some resources, right? Before they even do that.
One of those people.
One of them people want to kick the tires on it, right? Let me see what you guys have got on offer. Well, you've just pieced together the online training implementation guide.
Yep.
And this thing's jam packed, right? So there's plenty in there. So tell us.
I fucking tell you what. When I started that thing, and it was like, nah, there's not enough in it. Yeah, and when I say not, it's not just about how much. It was like the detail. It was like, nah, I want them to be very clear with this is how you do this part. This is how you do that part.
Yeah,
like it was about must have been 20 versions, in the making. So fucking get it is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll put the link in for you to download that. Now, that is a resource that we'll give you for free.
Yep, that's correct.
And why do we give that away for free, big fella?
Well, again, like I just said it before, if you're not putting out high quality information and content, it just leaves the person who's got that stuff going, that was kind of just a bunch of fluff. So I put this together because I want you to see that it's achievable and doable once you've got the right method and the right model. Then from there, after getting that, if you actually implemented and you applied the stuff in that particular guide, you will quickly see that going to level 2, level 3 is a real possibility for you. But it'll get you the framework to start with. So you'll be able to use the methods, you'll be able to use the lead generation strategies in there to start to get the gist of, like, I can get my first 10 clients. I can see this is really possible for you and what's involved. And I think that's important, what's actually involved in the roadmap to getting to 100K online.
Yeah, and it backs up our formula of educate first, like allow us to unpack our methodology, our strategy, so you can see the framework, you can see the examples, you can see what's working. Once again, up to 20 years of running this program and all the thousands of people that have come through, we know what good looks like, right? We get to see it, we get to have practiced it, and we know what's working right now. And we get to know call it the latest and the greatest and the most important things, because all this great data feeds back. You think of all the clients we've got, 14 business coaches, like it all feeds back to the top, and we get to see the best of the best. Yeah.
Like we've had people that have used the book. We bought it on my bestseller. Our mate from the States, I can't remember his name, but he built the team, and he basically messaged us going, thanks, man. Revenue-wise, he's
killing it. He's absolutely killing it. His message the other day was he just bought the Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. And he was like, again, he's just so grateful that he got his...
from having our book.
From the book, that's right, yeah. So it just goes to show, with the right amount of information, resource, what's possible when you follow the formula.
Yeah, and then for people that then want to go and have a more personal consult about their situation, their model, because it might be a little slightly different, then we make ourselves available, and that's also available in the actual guide itself. You go, you know what, I'd like to speak to one of the guys to go, hey, I would actually like to see, the beyond the resource, what else I can do, and how can I accelerate it even faster.
Yeah,
and really that's the thing. It's speed to result. When you got an actual personalized plan, you can just action it a lot quicker.
Yeah. And of the hundreds of people that we speak to in that capacity every year, what we notice is every person's situation is slightly different.
Yeah.
And so if you're sitting there and you're going, my situation, personal, is a bit unique. Maybe my goals are a bit unique. I'm not clear on the outcome, all the rest of it. That's why you'd have this chat, right? Because you map out the game plan of what it looks like for you, right? For your particular situation.
In the last few weeks, I've had everything from someone who's a full-time chef, 13-hour days, having a kid on the way, wanted to get out of the full-time job, doing some in-person. So vastly different than the person I spoke before them was studio owner that didn't want to just be tied into the studio, and if for some reason the landlord goes, you're out, wanted to have some other form of revenue to build up. So a 12-month journey before the studio was up for renewal. We've got a timeline. Okay, what are you doing this for? Well, more time with the family, more holiday time, more passive income. So rightio, well that first situation is not going to set your situation. The timeline's different, expectations are different. So we got to personalize it for him, in that situation.
Yeah. Now, those people, like if they're going on a higher level, they go, all right, sweet, seminar, that's great.
Yep.
Online trainer implementation guide, fantastic. Give me more, guys, all right? Coach me, but let me become a client of yours, right? So we've got really two main options for that type of person once they hit that level. First is our business coaching program. Get your very own coach.
Yep.
Get a bespoke, tailor-made program. This is the higher level, right?
Yep.
If you're the person who just says, "Hey, I want someone to walk me through this step by step," someone that's been there, done it themselves, put this stuff in place, and they're going to teach me how to do it.
Yep.
That's why you join the business coaching program, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. The other option for you is, like we were speaking about before, the community builder come and join our online trainer system group, which is super exciting because we've got the next intake coming up soon. And again, this is the opportunity for you to get yourself inside a community of like-minded individuals who are all doing exactly the same thing. We're all on this mission together to build our own online business. The beauty of this is we leverage off the online trainer system.
Yep.
Plus, we have our facilitator in there who's going to be talking us through, our coach who's going to be running us through the action steps and the process and exactly how to do that.
Yeah, and then every fortnight there'll be a bunch of problem shooting things that people have been saying, "Hey, I'm having issues with this," then they'll be getting covered, every fortnight. So again, if you like the idea of having that guidance and that support, then it's going to be excellent. But more like you said, there's plenty of community groups. Like I'm sure people listening to this, they're already part of maybe a lifting group or something, jiu-jitsu group, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
because they want to keep being around their people and people are doing a similar thing, then it's perfect. It's ideal for that person.
Yeah, 100%. So those of you, again, we'll put a link in here. So there's going to be several links in the bottom of this, and whether you're tuning into this is going to be on YouTube, it's going to be on Spotify, it's going to be on Apple Podcasts, and if you are on any of those platforms, first of all on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Yep. Make sure when you're on Spotify, jump on, give us a review, right? If you're liking this content, tell us because it pumps us up to keep going. It helps us to reach more people.
Jump on our OnlyFans and subscribe to that.
We've made about $6-7 now, haven't we?
Least,
we're going off.
I still haven't thanked my auntie for that, but anyway, I will let her know. Thanks for that donation. That's great.
So we'll put all these links inside the notes here and inside the description and so forth. So take the time, kick the tires, you know what I mean? Read the reviews, jump on our Google reviews. Yep. Like I said, if you're unsure about this live event, go to that Facebook, go to our Facebook page, and you'll have to dig deep to find it because Facebook doesn't really show it anymore. But 700-800 odd people have come to a live event of what they've actually said. That shit, that's real, man. Right? So
it's hilarious. But we are excited because our main business has been one-on-one coaching. However, the fact, and because most people have different studios, gyms, online, they want the personal stuff like you said. But now we get to accelerate how many people we can help.
Yep.
That don't necessarily maybe, they're not in a position to have the higher level coaching.
Yep.
But they want a high level framework, support, and the community that you just talked about is ideal. Go I'm self-sufficient. I can run through the steps. I can go and implement things, but I still want to be a part of the community, be asked questions, ask help, keep educating myself and get support. It's now that we are doing that where we can now help more people get online, and build a successful business and not necessarily have to have the high level coaching at the start if it's just not the right time for them or whatever, or for whatever reason. So we're excited about help more people because really at the end of the day, we can only take on 200 clients a year, which we're pretty much almost, close to that now.
Yeah.
So we had to find our way in our business. Well, how do we help more people and they don't have to miss out?
Yeah, so good. And for coaches, you want to get to the next level, your next level in terms of as a professional, in terms of a business owner, you need a coach, right? You need some help. You need some guidance on how to get there, right? The best, play with support and get the right people on their team to help accelerate that growth and that
put
progress.
It this way, if you've been trying something for 6 months, a year, and you've seen very little change, the question you'd ask yourself is, how much longer am I going to persist with doing this? Because most people's timeline runs out pretty quickly, right? So everyone has a timeline.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if it's setting up your financial future. Sooner you invest, the better. If you're in your 20s, great. If you're in your 50s and you're getting close to that, you better get your ass in a gear. You got less time to waste. The same with business. You have a shelf life and you want to maximize every month, every year that you have. And think about it. It is for your financial future, right?
Yes.
If you're in business and you're not thinking that way, I'm not sure what you're doing in business. Job's better. If you're just doing it to cruise through, I don't really know. You're gonna have a nasty surprise when you get to the end if you're not putting away super, you're not investing in your future. So it goes beyond just this online bit. It's if, again, I speak to so many people, go, how long have you been persisting with this on your own? Last, say, year and a half, and you haven't really had much more success than when you started? No. So that's what got you to reach out now? Yes. Well, smart. That's not too bad. My recommendation is don't even waste that year and a half. Like Brad, you said at the start, in 12 months, a lot of time less people that are coming on board with us and using our proven systems and models. They're getting to that in a year. So I go, you got to ask yourself right now, do I want to waste any more time mucking around with this? Hopefully, maybe it all works out and I wake up miraculously and I've got all these people banging on my door going, hey, can I jump on your online program? If you can't answer that yes, then you go, well, all I'm doing is delaying what I could be doing right now. So it goes deeper than just, hey, these guys got an online program. It's like, do you want to waste any more time in your journey? Like, I don't get it. I just go, man, if you say, like, again, the financial advisor says to you, I could get you to where you need to be like 5 to 10 years sooner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, mate. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rightio.
This shit's proven, right?
And it's not even guaranteed that you'll get there anyway without the help. So,
it's
that's risky, right?
It's
fucking risky.
Yeah. So at all these different levels. So first of all, to recap on some of this now, those of you who are starting from scratch, you want to just get to your first 10 online clients. That's the reason why you'd start this, right? So, beauty. All right, I want to get to that point. On the next level, it's like, at our what we call level 1, our 100K online coach, if you want to get to that $2,000 a week or greater inside your first 12 months or less, then that's why you'd embark on this. Yep. If you want to move to the community builder and you want to go, I can help more people, I want to build this big group, well, then that's the reason why you do it. And then over and above that, you want to build the empire. You want to build the business that supplies you with passive income, leveraging off the skills of other people, and creating an environment where you don't have to be there all the time. Then that's why you do this as well. So
and just on that, if you're already going okay, you got 10, somewhere between 10 to 20 clients, but it's still it's nowhere near as good as it could be, and I haven't automated things. You that's where you'd actually reach out to us personally, because if you go, I want to scale, but I'm having trouble to scale to the community or the empire. That's definitely more, hey, reach out ASAP, and let's have a chat about how we can help you scale and automate things more efficiently and effectively. Because we do have people that have like 10 to maybe 20, but it's just all over the shop, and there's no real ability to scale beyond that. So
so links below to summarize those of you who want to tune into this, and we'll make sure we put this in the email as well. But first of all, get your ass along, attend the live event, Online Trainer Summit. You'll see that. You'll see us discussing that. Number 2, download the Online Trainer Implementation Guide. Get that. It's a free resource. Like, fucking just get it, right? And then next thing,
just to make me feel better about all the fucking energy and time I put into that thing. Because I tell you what, honestly, we teachers, if back in the day, remember I first met you, ebooks were a thing. People should buy them. Mate, if I would back then, I would be selling this thing for at least $100. Because it was not just energy to put it together, but all the years it's taken to get that.
Well, it's 30 years. It's 30 years of experience in business in doing this to
I'll make it $1,000 then.
And then on the higher level, of course, how do people work with us? Well, we've got these beautiful 2 options now. You've got the high ticket coaching, have your own personal coach, and have someone guide you through step by step. Come and join our online trainer system group on the other side of things, which is, again, a great opportunity for you to be around other like-minded people who are moving in that same direction.
And get the strategy, get the actual blueprint for how to get there. So,
So that's the online trainer system, peeps. So this is how to avoid not getting to $2,000 a week. This is how to hit that and go well and truly beyond it, right?
Or keep doing what you're doing now and do fuck all. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen.
And on that note, that's Trainer HQ signing off, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.